Well, good evening. I'm so excited that you could join us tonight. We are super excited because we have one of our favorite people sharing tonight. She's our favorite anti-aging physician, Dr. Deborah Viglione. And I'm going to just give a little bit of her background. It's quite extensive. I'm sure I'll probably miss some things, but she's a board certified internal medicine by the American Board of Internal Medicine. She's board certified in anti-aging and regenerative medicine by the American Academy of Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine. She is trained in a stem cell fellowship. She has a private practice in Gulf Breeze, Florida. She's a methylation specialist, and she's also contributed her expertise to several medical publications and at least one book. She is our favorite anti-aging physician, and she actually lives what she teaches, which I love. I just saw her in Nashville not too long ago, and she just looks fantastic. And she has such a great heart. It's one of my favorite things about Dr. Viglione. Her heart is just to help the whole world and to just really make a difference. So we're really excited about what she's going to share tonight. She's going to share about our skincare and some different things. So I'm just going to turn the time over to you, Dr. Viglione. It's always an honor and privilege to have you on here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your really busy schedule.
Okay, well, thank you and welcome everyone. I just wanted to know, I mean, you can see up there, I mean, are people already using the True Science, what we've had, or is this going to be new, totally new information, or you got a mix?
I think it's going to be a mix.
Okay, all right. So I'll go ahead and just share. So when you're doing anti-aging, you're wanting to do that, you want to look good on the outside, but you're also trying to do it on the inside because you don't want to just, appear. And it's really hard to do on the outside if you're not working on the inside too. But tonight we're going to concentrate more on the outside because, if you're not doing something to the outside, even though you're looking better and you're feeling better on the inside, usually you're behind the 8 ball and you need to do some stuff for your skin to get it better. But what distinguishes our products and company from others is that we're known as the activation company. We're trying to activate certain pathways in our body to get the results that we want. Everybody else just puts ingredients together that maybe have scientific information on each ingredient, but they don't study their product, usually the finished product, to see what it's doing. And I think we're the only company that actually looks at what genes that we're activating, which is pretty cool. And that's what I'm going to go in tonight, just so you can see. I mean, it's nothing you're going to memorize. I don't even have it memorized, but it's just cool to see what's behind these products and how much work went in and thought to developing it. Because I was looking up on PubMed and Google Scholar, articles on these genes. And I'm just like, wow, I cannot believe the time they took to find all natural ingredients. Because when you see some of the top skincare lines, some of them are saying that they actually produce elastin, which is what makes your skin kind of stretchy and bounce back into place. But I don't think they're studying the gene activation and how they're doing it. They're just seeing what they're able to do. So anyway, a lot of these slides are coming from the Rise Momentum Academy that we had, I guess it was in March in Nashville. And so I took the slides from them. But when you see a pure yellow background, those are slides that I've added. So Lisa Barnes is the one that gave this lecture initially, except for what I've added. And she is the VP of Research and Development at LifeVantage. So this is me. I didn't put my contact because right now I don't have a website that's active. I'm getting it changed. And I have another email that I can't even remember what it is that I was trying to direct traffic to, but it's hard for me to check it. So if you have any immediate questions, it's debviglione@gmail. But I'm trying to switch one to something else. But anyway, she already told about me. So what we're going to talk about tonight is this activated skincare collection. It's just a better approach to skin health, and everything we do in LifeVantage is going to be clean. And there's an app you can do on your phone called Think Dirty, and you can put the products that you're using in there and see how they come out. All of ours are going to be maybe a 0 or 1, so that you could actually probably eat it and you would be fine. And it's also, we want to have the least bad environmental impact. And we use natural ingredients. We don't use chemicals. Oh, sorry. So we've had this phenomenal skincare product called True Science now for quite a few years. And I was skeptical at first. That was back when I was very skeptical of network marketing companies. And I'm still that way with a lot of them, because they don't, I mean, one just went under that started, they don't always set it up the best. But I was skeptical because I didn't understand how great this company was and the science they put behind it. So the skincare that I got with my big pack was just sitting there. And my Dr. Sean McKee kept calling me, well, have you tried it? Have you tried it? And I'm like, well, no, because I had all these other big brand skincares that I had to try. And finally, I decided to try it because she was bugging me. And within 4 days, people were saying, oh my gosh, what did you do to your skin? And they assumed it was one of my lasers or machines. And I hadn't done anything. And I said, well, it must be this True Science. And I was so impressed with it that I really barely use any kind of other skincare. And it's usually like a post-procedure skincare because this stuff is so phenomenal. But as science upgrades, things changed. This is basically an upgrade to what we had before. So before we were just activating what we call the NRF2 pathway. This is activating so many more genes, trying to achieve better results. So we kept the best of what we had before and added more. So this is basically, like I said, we're an activation company. We go beyond supplementation and we use key ingredients in nature to activate the pathways that we want in the body. So this is where you're going to find the skin cells that we're trying to activate are called fibroblasts, but they're found all over the body. So not only do we get with our liquid collagen, we get an effect all over the body. These cells are super, super important. All right, let's see. So what we're constantly in with our skin and in our other organs in our body, there's a constant cycle of stress, but the skin even more so because you've got the weather that affects it, the UV light. So you're always stressing the DNA, you're stressing the cells, and you get a lot of aging with that. So we're trying to get them out of that stress cycle and back into balance. So these are some of the, let me get this, some of my slide is covered up. So these are some of the inflammatory genes that you'll see, and you may recommend the NF, that's MF kappa, that's beta 1, beta 2. These are inflammatory signals. And when we want to change, we want to downregulate these in the skin. So you can see that we're able to do that. The interleukin 1 beta obviously have a huge effect. Sometimes this isn't changing. There we go. So this was just a cute slide she showed about the evolution of skincare, back in the day and to where we are now. I don't know how many of you guys have put cucumbers on your eyes to get the eye bags out. I still think that's a pretty good thing to do. So this was our original product. The anti-aging cream came out first, and then I came out with the rest of the regimen. And now we have 4 parts. There's a 5th that they kept that is not actually in the package, and it's what was known as the Perfective Lotion. And you can buy that separately. I still love it because it's a moisturizing, it's very liquidy, but it's like a toner that you can put all over your body, and it does help protect against DNA damage from the sun. So if I know I'm going to go out in the sun, I'll lather that all over my body. So I'm going to keep buying that. But they said as far as the face, the True Renew kind of takes the place of a toner. So you don't actually have to have that, but I like it more for the body. So we're going to start with the True Clean, which is the cleanser. And what it's doing differently than the previous one is it's going to exfoliate you, get off those dead or dying skin cells, and cleanse your pores. And the reason you want to do that is you need the dead ones to come off so that you got a nice barrier to keep the water in, and you're going to absorb your active ingredients better. And it prevents you from like trapping oils in your pores and getting acne. And the skin cells are actually making high hyaluronic acid, and they're actually making collagen. And if you get the newer skin cells, you're going to do that more effectively. Let me see this. Okay, so instead of grinding on your face, because most of the things you find that you exfoliate with are going to be some kind of grit, and that's kind of, you know, mechanically get rid of those skin cells. But she says actually that is bad for your skin. And I know I was really bad doing that back when I had acne as a teenager. I would just, you know, practically take my face off trying to do that. And what this product is actually doing, it is an enzymatic way to do it with the pomegranate enzymes. So it's just gently removing the dead skin cells. And I have noticed using it, you don't feel it, but your skin is brighter and it just feels cleaner. So you're going to absorb then the next things that you do better. Now that's kind of what chemical peels are doing. You know, they're getting off that top layer of skin. This is something you can do daily. So the True Renew was the first product that she came out with, and that's been a game changer. And, you know, I've added it, but they studied it against all the benefits that the retinol does, and it was clinically proven to be better without the harshness that the retinol has. And a lot of people can't take it because it's so harsh on the skin and it makes it peel, but it's proven to reduce 11 visible signs of aging. And when you talk about these products to be compliant, it's just a rule that the FDA has. You have to say it reduces the appearance of, rather than saying, hey, it gets rid of wrinkles. You have to say it reduces the appearance of wrinkles. It's kind of a silly thing, but that's what they say you have to do with topicals. So the ingredients that are in here are cranberry and shrubby everlasting. And what they're going to activate is this lauricin gene and claudin-1 and activation of periostin. And I'm going to go through what she didn't do is she didn't go through what exactly is doing it. So the lauricin is a complex of genes that are involved in the formation and maintenance of your outer layer of skin, which is called the epidermis. So that's the one that you're sloughing off the old ones, making new ones. So we're activating actually new epithelial cells to be made. So we're increasing the skin turnover, which is huge as far as having your skin look good and stay younger. Now, this is a membrane protein that forms the tight junctions. And, you know, we talk about those tight junctions a lot in the gut, leaky gut when they're not working good. Well, the same thing goes true with the skin. You want those tight junctions intact, especially to keep the hydration in, because so many products you put on the face, you're constantly trying to hydrate. But, you know, after you put it on an hour later, it's like it's gone. So you want to get that in there. You want to keep it in there. And then you want your natural hydration from, you know, what you're drinking to stay in your skin. And one of the stories I have is I was able to sample that True Renew prior to them launching it. And at our meeting, I gave it to somebody who's had a lot of lines on her skin and it looked very dry. But after she'd used it for about 36 hours, there was a huge improvement, like half the lines on her face were gone. So they were actually not exactly wrinkles. They were wrinkled because she was dehydrated. And this kept the hydration in her skin. Periostin is interesting because that is going to, oh shoot, what did I do? I wanted to make it smaller. So it is promoting the fibroblasts to actually make the collagen, and it's very important to organize your collagen. It needs to be cross-linked. There has to be a structure, kind of like when you build a building, the foundation. And so what we're doing is we're going to make collagen, but we're going to organize it and make it stronger. So that's in the True Renew. Now, the True Lift is a real big upgrade to the eye serum. And this is one, I think it lasts a lot longer, which it's nice, but it's going to reduce, again, here we got the appearance of dark circles, the under eye puffiness, and it's visibly going to lift the upper eye, and you'll have more appearance of a radiant, revitalized eyes. It instantly cools. It's got 2 new benefits and 12 new ingredient studies. I love this. My biggest problem are eye bags, especially in the morning, because I have to if I have light in the room, I wake up. So I have to wear a mask at night. And I think it's just stopping like the lymphatic flow or something. And I wake up with big bags. Since I've been on this, it doesn't happen anymore. So what we're trying to target here are crow's feet. And the activation target there is transforming growth factor beta, which we'll go into. Same target for the sagging upper lid. And under the eye, the puffiness, some of that is fat cells, and it's actually separating and going down, and then the dark circles. So we want to build collagen up and pick those saggy lids up. Now, the interesting thing is you can see results with this within 15 minutes. And that is probably partly the caffeine in there that will reduce the bags. But this is so impressive, just appearance right off the bat. And that's before you've grown in the collagen. So the ingredients in this that are doing it is the chlorella vulgaris. That increases skin firmness and tone. And the quinoa seed extract that is stimulating collagen and breaking down the fat cells. Let's see. And I put another slide in here. Okay, so transforming growth factor beta 1 is something in the body that can be pro-inflammatory, it can be anti-inflammatory, and this balances the response and it stimulates the collagen and the epithelium. So now we've got two things that we talked about that are stimulating collagen and helping the epithelium grow more. Let's see, it's kind of sluggish. Okay. So True Hydrate brightens, moisturizes, rejuvenates the skin. And 7 days, they noticed a brighter skin, and it reduces visible age spots, the emergence of dark spots. And we'll talk about that more, but because this, along with the eye cream, you'll see the dark circles go away. And this is huge. I don't know if you've heard of the term melasma, but a lot of people have that particular, well, it's mostly women, but it's hormonally induced and the sunlight brings it. And the pigment is so difficult to get rid of. It's an inflammatory process. And, I have a laser that's approved for it. There's some other devices that are approved, but it's so hard to get it to go away and stay away. And this is going to be huge to help people with that. So it's going to break up existing melanin, which is the brown pigment in your skin, and it's going to block the rate limiting step in making it, and it's going to help keep it away. So we'll go through the genes that are activated there. So laminin is interesting. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but this is all over your body, and it's basically what knits us together, keeps everything in between the cells, between the organs. It's that they call it a ground substance, but that's what's holding us together. And the coolest thing ever, which was brought up by, I'm going to blank on his name now. He's a Christian that lectures a lot. When you get down to the electron microscopy level, it is shaped like a cross. And so we are fearfully and wonderfully made, just like the Bible says, with crosses that are holding us together. I just think that's so awesome. We're also going to increase the production of collagen 4, which is the type of collagen found predominantly in your skin, but that's at the basement membrane. You've got the top layer of your skin, the epidermis, you've got the dermis. Underneath that, you have the basement membrane. And it's going to inhibit this metalloproteinase, the TIMP1, that breaks down collagen. So not only are we synthesizing more collagen, we're inhibiting it breaking down, which is absolutely huge. And guess what? Our True Science Liquid Collagen does the same thing. We're going to inhibit interleukin 6 and 8. Those are pro-inflammatory. So we're going to break the skin, the stress cycle. And remember that melanin, if it's melasma, is actually an inflammatory process. So we have to bring that inflammation down. But it's really cool because it actually physically busts up the melanin. And then when you stop that inflammation, you stop it from coming back. So I'm going to put everybody that has melasma on this, to treat, especially if I'm going to do a laser treatment or something with them. Now, this is the brand new True Science sunscreen. And it's interesting, the genes it's looking at are ginger root extract, which is activating heme oxygenase 1, which is one of the main things that happens with the NRF2 pathway. So when the sun strikes the skin, that's going to be oxidative stress. So the NRF2 pathway is going to be activated to produce the heme oxygenase 1, which is an anti-inflammatory antioxidant that you're going to produce. The POMC is a gene that causes you to make more melanin. And so it's going to stop that. And it's going to stop the inflammatory interleukin 6 and interleukin 1. Plus just the basic sunscreen in itself. Let's see. I want them to make a lotion out of this because they have just the sticks. So these are some before and afters. These were just, I guess they've been 2 weeks on the products, and then they showed you 15 minutes after applying it. So it's pretty impressive, especially like forehead wrinkles, and that's without Botox. I don't know why they just did 15 minutes, but I would have liked to have seen them the befores before they ever even used the product. And that's what I think I showed you before. I can sure tell a difference with my skin. Because I have a problem, really bad problem with eye bags. This one on the right looks really good. So the pricing, they wanted to keep it, reasonable, but not too cheap, because if something's too cheap, people don't think it's worth anything. And of course, they spend a lot of time in research, and they, get really clean ingredients. So it's really, really good when you compare it to like some of the other big time SkinCeuticals or Obagi, or even the stuff when you go to a department store and you get those. I mean, it's a really good value. And I'm finding it's lasting me more than a month, even though it's just designed for a month. So I think that's all I have. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about the inside. So our signature product is the Protandim NRF2. That means it's activating the main pathway in our body that keeps us alive. It keeps us free radicals from building up, which age us. So the sunlight causes us to make more free radicals in our skin. So that helps with that, but it also detoxifies you. So you're detoxifying chemicals, heavy metals, plastics every day when you take this product. And those things are causing us to age and be sick. But what they did is they paired it with our liquid collagen. And the liquid collagen is stimulating production of collagen and inhibiting the breakdown, and also helping organize the collagen. But they put them together and they studied gene activation, and it's absolutely phenomenal. But the main benefit that you can take away from that is not only is it going to help your skin and your joints and your aging process, it activates the innate and the adaptive immune system. So you're improving your immune system at the same time, which is what everybody wants to do after the grand pandemic we just went through. So when you couple this with the skincare, you've got the whole shebang there. So it's just absolutely wonderful. You get it from the inside out, outside in, and the liquid collagen, works on both, because I think 90% of the body just about is made of some type of collagen. So it's pretty huge. All right, that's all I got for you. It went quicker than I thought. So I'll take questions. Anybody has any? I don't hear you, Julie. You gotta unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Thank you so much. That was phenomenal information. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording before the questions.
Okay.